Hello and welcome all in the class of zoology. Today I am here for presenting the lecture on structure, modification and physiology of excretory system. Excretory system is a very important system which is present in the body of the higher invertebrates as well as in case of the vertebrate species. The main functions of the excretory system is to remove the unwanted material from the body of the organism. Okay, so we are already known that the excretion is the phenomenon in which there is a having the ability to remove the nitrogenous waste material from the body of the animal. This physiological process is known as the excretion. Now the excretion in case of the that is the higher invertebrates, and in case of the vertebrate species having the specialized modified organs which is take vital role in case of the excretions. Now our intention is to focus on to the excretion in case of the insects. As you all already known that the insects are the higher group of the invertebrate species, and in these species there is having the modified specialized organs. They are known as the Malpighian tubules. Malpighian tubules and the rectums are the specialized excretory organs which is observed in case of the insects. These organs having the ability to remove the unwanted material from the body. The accessory organs also observed in case of the insects. They are nothing but the nephrocytes, ionocytes, labial glands, urate cells and chloride cells. But the main organs which is present here is in the form of the Malpighian tubules and the rectum. And the accessory organs of excretions in case of the insects are nothing but the nephrocytes, ionocytes, labial glands and the urate cells and chloride cells. Here is the diagrammatic presentations of the Malpighian tubules. As we are already known that the alimentary canal of the insects are differentiated into the three main parts, that is the foregut, midgut and hindguts. The foregut of the insects comprises the preoral cavity. This preoral cavity leads into the pharynx, pharynx leads into the esophagus, esophagus leads into the crops, and here in the junctions of the crop there is a proventriculus. Okay, then here the midgut comprises the Malpighian tubules in case of the insects. Okay, now the hindgut having the rectums, okay, rectum, ileum and colons. Now here is the rectum also act as a excretory organs in case of the insects. Now food materials, they are entered here through the preoral cavity, then they are transported toward the pharynx, and from the pharynx they get transported toward the narrow tube that is known as esophagus. Esophagus opens into the, that is the crop is the very distinguishing parts of the, that is the alimentary canal of the insects, and these crop they are having the proventriculus, and here there is having the gastric cecum. Gastric cecums are nothing but the particular organs which help to them for the secretions of the enzymes. Then here there is a modified part which is present in the midgut. They are nothing but the Malpighian tubules. Okay, now the Malpighian tubules having the specialized membrane system which is having the ability to ultrafiltration, retention and reabsorptions of the food materials, and unwanted materials get removed from the body here in the form of the nitrogenous waste material. They are transported to the ileum, then from the ileum to the colon, and here lastly the rectum also the important part, where there is a modifications of the that is the nitrogenous waste materials are takes place, and finally they get expelled outside the body, okay, along with the fecal matter, in case of the insects. So the Malpighian tubules are the very important structure which is present here in case of the insects. These Malpighian tubules, they are main excretory organs in case of the insects. These are fine, unbranched and thread-like process. These are the outgrowth of the alimentary canal and present at the junctions of the midgut and the hindgut. At the junctions of the midgut and hindgut, there is a having the Malpighian tubule. These are absent in case of the springtails and the aphids. That is, springtail and the aphids are the type of the insects. Then second, in scales, that is these are absent in springtail and aphids. Two in scale insect, that is the scaly insects, 2 Malpighian tubules they are occurred in case of the scaly insects, 4 in case of the bugs, 5 in case of the mosquito, and 6 in case of the moths and butterflies, and 16 is cockroach, and more than 200 they are occurred in case of the locust. The number of the, that is the Malpighian tubules are varied, okay. Now in case of the springtail insect, there is not having the any type of the Malpighian tubules, whereas in case of the aphids there is having the 2 Malpighian tubules. In case of the scaly insect, there is having the 4 in case of bugs, 4 in bugs, 5 in the mosquito, 6 in the moths and the butterflies, moths and butterflies, and in case of the cockroach there is 60, and more than 200 Malpighian tubules they are observed in case of the locust. The wall of the Malpighian tubules consist of 4 to 6 large epithelial cells, okay, specialized type of the epithelial cells which is present in the Malpighian tubules, and they are arranged in the circle which externally rest on the basement membranes. Epithelial cells, they get rest onto the epithelial membrane. In case of the Malpighian tubule, it is divided into the 2 parts. Malpighian tubules, they are divided into the 2 parts. They are nothing but the distal secretory part having the honeycomb like borders, and the proximal absorptive part having the brush border. Anterior most part of the, that is the Malpighian tubules, they are secretory part, and the posterior or the proximal part, they are the absorptive part having brush borders. So here in this diagrammatic presentation, that is the Periplaneta americana diagram to show the relationship of the Malpighian tubules with the guts, okay. So here Malpighian tubules, they are associated with the midgut of the alimentary canal in case of the insects. Now here honeycomb, here like structure they are present. Now distal part is the honeycomb like structure, and they are actually involved in the secretions of the variety of the materials, okay. Then the proximal part, they are the absorptive in functions. Whatever the unwanted materials they are present in the food materials, they get secreted here with the help of the brush border. Then the important nutrients get reabsorbed here to the proximal part of the Malpighian tubules, okay. And here there is having the specialized type of the epithelial membrane which is rest onto the basement membrane of the Malpighian tubules, and here these proximal part get connected to the, that is the gut regions, that is the junctions of midgut and the hindgut. There is having the Malpighian tubules, and it leads further into the rectum, and from the rectum it leads into the anus, okay. The cross section of these Malpighian tubules reveals us that the outer membrane is known as the basement membrane, and onto this membrane there is lodging the epithelial layers, and here there is also having the longitudinal muscle cells which is help to them for the contractions and relaxation. Then that is the longitudinal muscle border which is present here to the exterior and the interior. Then glandular epithelial cells which is also present here. Then there is a having the striated border, and at the center there is having the lumen. Okay, so through this lumen the nitrogenous waste material, they are transported toward the proximal regions of the Malpighian tubules. Now excretory organs which is present in the Malpighian tubules are nothing but the brush border, the ciliary cells which is observed here, which is located onto the epithelial membranes. Now the honeycomb like structure is observed here in case of these Malpighian tubules, and these honeycomb like structure, they are continuously undergo the beating, and therefore whatever the material which is present in the mesenchymal regions, they get that is collected here, and they are transported to the Malpighian tubules, okay, for the secretion, retention and absorption processes. Now the physiology of excretion in case of the insects reveals us that the terrestrial insects are the uricotelic, while the aquatic insects are often amniotic. As we are already known that on the basis of the nitrogenous waste material, the animal, they are classified into the three important categories, that is the amniotic, ureotelic and uricotelic. The terrestrial insects are the uricotelic, means here the nitrogenous waste material they are excreted is in the form of the, that is uric acids, okay, while in case of the aquatic insect, the nitrogenous waste material they are obtained here is in the form of the ammonia. So the aquatic insects are also known as the amniotic insects. Now in the hemolymph of the, now in the blood of the insects are known as the hemolymph, uric acid plus sodium plus they are sodium urate, okay. When the uric acid get combined with the potassium, they are form the potassium urate. These sodium and potassium urates are highly soluble in water and easily absorbed by the Malpighian tubules, okay. So the physiology of excretion insects in which the Malpighian tubule is differentiated. In some insects like the rodents, the tubules are differentiated into the two parts, that is the distal part and the proximal parts. The distal part secretes the ions, that is the uric acid, amino acids and water from the hemolymph, which is known as the primary urine or the simply urate. The urate then flows toward the proximal part of the Malpighian tubules, during which the uric acid precipitates, and these uric acid get poured into the proximal end of the Malpighian tubules in alkaline pH. Urate plus carbonic anhydrase, they are undergoes the splitting reaction, and therefore there is a formation of the bicarbonate plus uric acid. Bicarbonate and uric acid get excreted here in case of the insects. The carbonic anhydrase is secreted by the epithelial cells of the Malpighian tubules. Subsequently, water and bicarbonates are the reabsorbed into the bloods. As we are already known that waters and the carbonates are the essential elements. They are reabsorbed in the proximal end of the Malpighian tubules and they are poured into the bloods again. Uric acid is left into the lumen of the tubules, from where it moves into the lumen of the hindguts, okay, and from the hindgut it transported to, that is the whatever the more water which is present in here, they are again reabsorbed in the hindgut by the rectal walls and return to the hemolymph, okay. Whatever the traces of, in case of the uric acid, that is the traces of every water molecule get reabsorbed, okay, because insects are the terrestrial animals, okay, and they are having the ability to utilize the water molecules which is present in every component of the body, okay. The last traces of the water molecules get reabsorbed and retained by the rectal walls, and lastly the uric acid they are obtained here, they get removed from the body and the water get poured into the hemolymphs, okay. Here in this diagrammatic presentation we clearly understand sodium and potassium urate, they are secreted here, okay. Then water, then sodium and potassium and urate, they, now here is the proximal part, this is the proximal part of the Malpighian tubules. Okay. Now the proximal part of the Malpighian tubules become the honeycomb like border, and here there is having the, that is the retention, secretions of the water molecules, urate, sodium and potassium, and they are poured into the, that is a proximal end. And here in this case the water, sodium and potassium get reabsorbed here, and the urate, they are transported towards the hindguts. Okay. And here in the hindgut there is also the last traces of the water molecules get reabsorbed, and therefore the urate get converted into the uric acid, and these uric acid are expelled outside the body along with the fecal matter in case of the insects. Okay. Now the in insects like the Carassius, Malpighian tubule is not differentiated into the distal and proximal part. In case of the insect, that is the Carassius, Malpighian tubule is not differentiated to the distal part and the proximal parts. So the entire tubules function as a distal part, absorbing only the salt, while the conversions into the uric acid occurs in the rectum. There is a continuous release of large quantity of water from the tubules into the rectum, drives the uric acid along it, and is eliminated through the fecal matter through the anus. Okay. In case of the insect where there is not having the differentiation, proximal part and the distal part. Okay. Here in this case there is only having the all the Malpighian tubules considered as the brush border like structure or the honeycomb like structure, and they are actually involved in the secretions of these water, potassium, other ions, sodium, urea, sugar, amino acids, urate, and they are transported toward the rectal region. Here in the rectal region there is a reabsorptions and retentions of these essential elements are takes place, and the urate get converted into the uric acid, and this uric acid get mixed into the fecal matter, and through the anus, they along with the fecal matter, this uric acid get expelled outside the body. Okay. So as we are already known that is here hindgut. At the junctions of the hindgut and the midgut there is having the, that is the Malpighian tubules. Okay. Here is the Malpighian tubules. Now these Malpighian tubules, they are actually involved in the secretions of the salt, sugars, amino acids, water, then nitrogenous waste. They are transported here. This arrow indicates the movement of these materials toward the hindguts. Okay. They are transported here, and here in this hindgut there is a reabsorption of water, amino acids, sugars, salts. Okay. And the nitrogenous waste, other excreted substances, they are transported toward the anus. Okay. Now here is the rectal pads. In the rectal pad there is having the specific epithelial cells which are involved in the reabsorptions of the essential elements, in case of the insects. Now the functions of the excretory in case of the insects are nothing but they are having the ability to remove the unwanted nitrogenous waste material, and they are also involved in the filtrations and retention reabsorptions of the important nutrients and get poured into the hemolymph, excluding the proteins which cannot penetrate through the membranes. Now these excretory system maintains the ionic and water balance of the hemolymph, so help in the osmoregulation. Now urine and excretory end products in case of the insects are the that is the important end products of the excretory system. Physical and chemical properties of the urine vary among the insects according to their food and the environment. As we are already known that those insects, they are inhabitant in the terrestrial ecosystem, they are having the ability to remove the nitrogenous waste material is in the form of the uric acid, and those insects, they are inhabitant in the aquatic ecosystem, they are having the ability to remove the nitrogenous waste material is in the form of the ammonia. So in fluid feeders, urine appears as a crystal clear fluids. In aquatic insect, urine is copious and clears. The urine changes from the alkaline to the acids as it moves from the Malpighian tubules to the gut due to the gradual falls from pH 7.2 to the 7.8 to the 6 to 6.6 respectively. The chemical composition of urine varies in various insects. They are nothing but the bicarbonates and chlorides of the sodium and the potassiums, phosphates of magnesium and calcium, sulfate derived from the metabolism of the cysteine and the methionine. Nitrogen is form of uric acid, ammonia, urea and amino acids. Pigments and other traces are other important constituents of the urines in case of the insect. Nitrogenous end products, that is the uric acid, is the major nitrogenous end product is obtained while during the protein metabolisms in case of the insects. It is nitrogenous and end product of the terrestrial insects. It requires the little quantity of water for its discharge. The uric acid is derived from the metabolism of purines and from the proteins by utilizing glycine, glutamines and aspartate. That is the alkaline adenine. Adenine is the nitrogenous, that is the adenine. They are converted into hypoxanthine, hypoxanthine to the xanthine and xanthine to the guanine and guanine to the uric acid. So nitrogenous waste material, when they are undergo the metabolisms, at that time it will gives rise the end product, that is known as the nitrogenous waste material. There are the three kinds of the nitrogenous waste material: ammonia, urea and uric acids, and these are basically formed from the protein molecules. For example, here when the adenine undergoes the metabolism, at that time adenine get converted into the hypoxanthine, hypoxanthine get converted into the xanthine, xanthine get converted into the guanine, and when the guanine they are undergoes the metabolism, at that time it will gives rise the uric acids. So the ammonia, it is mainly excreted by the aquatic insects. It is excretory end products in larvae of the Calliphora and the Lucilla, which are meat feeders. It is very toxic substance and requires a large amount of water for the eliminations. For the eliminations of the ammonia in case of the insect, it will require the large quantity of the water inside their body. So this type of the nitrogenous waste material they are obtained in case of the, that is removed in case of the insect which is inhabitant in the aquatic ecosystem. It also occurs in the terrestrial insects like the Melanophilus. Urea is the another important nitrogenous waste materials. In case of the insects, urine also contains the small amount of the urea. Example 0.3 to 0.4% in the Melanoplus and 10% in the mosquitoes. Amino acids like the leucine, histidine, histamine and arginine occurs predominantly in case of the insect. Taurine, valine, phenylalanine, glycines and the alanines are present in trace amount in insects like Rhodnius, Melanoplus and Bombyx mori. Cysteine is found in urine of carpet beetles, Attach genus and the wool moth, Tiniola. Other nitrogenous compound includes xanthine and the hypoxanthine in case of the Galerias and Melaphagus. Alatonin is obtained in case of the Columbola, Bombyx and Carassius extra. Allantoic acid they are observed in case of the Lepidoptera and larval form of the Hymenoptera. Uric acids get converted into allantoic acid, urea plus glycoxylic acid, and glycoxylic acid get converted into the ammonia plus carbon dioxide. And for the conversions of uric acid to the allantoin, it will require the enzymes in the form of the uricase. Conversions of the allantoin into the allantoic acid is in the presence of the allantoicase. Conversions of the allantoic acid into the urea plus glycoxylic acid is in the form of the allantoinase. The urea and the glycoxylic acid, the urea in the presence of the urease get converted into the ammonia and carbon dioxide. Ammonia and carbon dioxide get excreted along with the water molecules. Now the certain pigments. In case of the pteridians are the common pigments present in insects' urines. Other are leucopterin and the isoxanthopterins found in some insects. That is, the pigments are also observed in the urines of the certain insects. They are nothing. The pteridines are the common pigment which is observed in case of the insect urines. Other pigment, that is the leucopterin and the isoxanthopterins found in some insects. Other trace constituents are nothing but the calcium carbonate, calcium oxalate is found in the urine of the plant feeding and the phasmid insects. Other pigments like the homochromes, biliveridins, salicylic acid, orthophosphates, etc. are found in many insects. Thank you so much for patiently listening these video lectures. Thank you one and all.